LLM SEO is the new secret weapon of AI-savvy brands, and 95% of your competitors haven't even heard of it. Stick around to be one of the few who know how to get your brand inside AI search results permanently. Coming up in this video, you'll discover how to train tools like ChatGPT to recommend your brand or services without paying a cent, what kind of content and data sources LLMs actually pull from when they generate answers, specific actionable steps you can take today to boost your visibility inside AI-generated responses, even if your website isn't ranking in Google. Let's start with a wake-up call. Google used to be your biggest source of visibility, right? But now, when customers ask ChatGPT or Gemini for a service like yours, they don't see blue links, they get answers. And if your brand isn't in the AI training data or trusted sources, you're invisible. It's like this. Imagine a customer walking through a store with a blindfold on. They ask for help, and the assistant is ChatGPT. If your brand isn't part of its memory, there's no way it can point it to you. That's what's happening right now, thousands of times a day. LLM SEO is how we change that. Understand how LLMs get trained. LLM SEO is quite a different game from traditional SEO. When we think of Google, we usually picture a crawler going out in real time, scanning websites, looking for new updates, backlinks, and keywords. And that's still true. Google crawls the web constantly. But LLMs, the large language models, work differently. They don't crawl the web live. They are trained on snapshots of the internet, meaning they read huge amounts of content once and learn from that but. Let's take ChatGPT as an example. ChatGPT, the free version, mainly was trained on data up to July 2024. And while it can access that data, it has to run a search, or most often, it relies on its default knowledge. It doesn't see your most recent blog post. It doesn't crawl your website. Instead, it remembers what it was trained on and answers based on that memory. So, if your business wasn't mentioned in any of the trusted data sources it was trained on, it doesn't even know your brand exists. That is a huge shift. And it's why some business owners are now showing up in AI-generated answer, even if their site are buried on page 5 of Google. Because the AI was trained on content that mentions them, not necessarily content that ranks. In a word, LLMs look for the most relevant piece of content for a certain query. LLMs are trained on massive datasets that include things like Wikipedia articles, public government websites, academic research, crawlable business directories, news sites, PR publications, open web data like blog posts, forums, and structured pages. But here's the key. Not all content is treated equally. They remember what's clear, factual, consistent, well structured, and frequently mentioned. Think of it like this. If Google is a real time reporter, LLMs are historians. They remember what's already in the record and they summarize that. So, when someone asks ChatGPT what's the best marketing agency in Rome, it's pulling that answer from what it learned, not what it sees right now. If your business isn't part of that training data, it won't make the cut. That's why LLM SEO matters. It's how you get into the conversation. So, the goal isn't just to publish content. It's to publish content in the right places, in the right way, so the AI can find it, trust it, and repeat it. identify what LLMs trust and cite. So, now that we know LLMs don't crawl the web live, they learn from what they've seen, the next question is, what exactly do they trust? Because if you want ChatGPT or Gemini to mention your brand, you need to show up in places they've already been trained on and in formats they recognize as trustworthy. Let's break this down. LLMs trust structured, factual, and widely cited sources. These models, whether it's GPT-4, Claude, or Gemini, aren't just reading your blog post and saying, cool, I remember that. They pull from content that is consistent across platforms, factual in structure, cited or mentioned by other reliable sources. The more your brand is referenced in these places, the more likely it becomes that the model associates your business with certain topics, services, or expertise. So, where do you need to show up? Trusted data sources to prioritize. Let's go through a checklist of what actually gets remembered and why it matters. Wikipedia. If your brand meets the notability guidelines, having a Wikipedia page is gold. It's one of the top tier sources LLMs pull data from because it's structured, peer reviewed, and frequently updated. Even if you can't get your own page, being mentioned on related industry or niche pages can help. Google Business Profile. Many people think GBP is just for local rankings, but it's also used to validate brand details. Your name, address, phone number, services, and reviews here help build factual consistency that AI tools rely on. LinkedIn and Crunchbase. LLMs are trained on publicly available web data, and these platforms often rank highly in terms of trust signals. Your company team members, milestones, and even articles shared here can feed the model information. Consistency is key. Make sure your messaging matches what's on your website. Niche directories like Clutch, GoTo. If you are a service provider, these sites matter a lot. They are structured, category specific, and regularly crawled. Even more important, these are the types of sources that LLMs summarize when someone asks, what are the best experts? Or who are the top Z consultants? News articles, PR mentions, and interviews. A press release on a site like PR Newswire or an interview in a niche blog can be enough to get your brand into the training corpus. Make sure these stories include your brand name, what you do, where you operate, a clear summary of your services or product, and a link back to your website when possible. Structured website content. If your own site is a chaotic mess, AI will skip over it. Make it easy. Write an about page that clearly explains who you are. Use schema markup to label content like FAQs, reviews, services, products, apps. Use clear headings. H1, H2, use your brand name naturally in third person, like XYZ agency is A, instead of just we or us. Top 10 style listicles. These are low-hanging fruits. LLMs often pull answers from curated list style content, especially ones titled Best Tool for X, Top Industry Experts in Location, Top Rated Professional in City. Even if they are small blocks, if they are crawlable and semantically clear, they could help you get picked up. Quick note, it's not about volume, it's about relevance and structure. Publishing 100 blog posts won't help if they are messy or inconsistent. But being mentioned in 5 clean, credible, structured sources, That's what moves the needle for LLM SEO. Train the AI indirectly. Here's what's critical to understand about for LLM SEO. You can't directly upload your business to ChatGPT, but you can train the AI indirectly by shaping the content it learns from. And that training happens through consistent, structured, and repetitive information published across the web. Let's go step by step with real world tools and examples you can apply. Step number one, start with a strong About page. Your About page is one of the most powerful training assets for LLMs. Take a look at the About page for RFs. It clearly explains the company, its origin story, key mentions, key milestones, who it serves, and where it's located, all in plain, structured language. That's the format you want. If you run, let's say, the Events, a boutique wedding planning service in Dallas, your About page should read something like the Events is a Dallas based wedding planning company founded in 2016. The company specializes in full service wedding design, planning, and vendor coordination for high end clients in Texas and beyond. That's what LLMs understand. Third person, straight facts, clean structure. Use headings like who we are, what we do, our founder, awards and recognition, contact info, and keep it easy to scan. Step number two, copy and syndicate that info everywhere. Here's where most businesses drop the ball. They write a good about page and that's it. But LLM SEO needs repetition from trusted sources. Let's say the same the Events company appears in a clutch profile with matching business details, a podcast interview on Wedding Pros Week, a press release titled Top 10 Wedding Planners in Dallas, a team bio on LinkedIn that matches the About page, a Reddit comment or YouTube video description, a conversation among customers in a Discord server or Slack channel. Now imagine all of these repeat the same key fact. Founded in 2016, Dallas Luxury Weddings founder Helen Tilbury, trusted by over 215 couples. That's when AI starts to associate the brand with top tier wedding planner in Dallas. It's not what listing that makes the impact, it's the pattern. Tools to use. Here are the tools that can help you make your brand AI friendly. ChatGPT. Ask it, what do you know about your brand? In our case, what do you know about the events or who are the top service in your location to see what it already knows. Diffbot or Open Link Structured Data Work. Test it. Test if your website is structured enough for AI parsing. Surfer SEO. Optimize on-page copy using real entity-based suggestions. Schema Pro or Rank Maps. Add structured data to your site for things like about, facts, and reviews. SEMrush Brand Monitoring. Get alerts when your brand is mentioned on new websites. Prowly or Press Hunt distributes your business info to journalists or niche bloggers for PR marshals. Common mistakes to avoid. A founder says, we already have bios everywhere on Instagram, on our team page, in our email signature, but each one says something different. Maybe one says luxury events, others say DIY wedding planning, and a third says event consulting. That confuses the AI. Inconsistent data weakens the signal. Think of LLM SEO like building a brand billboard inside ChatGPT's brain. You want the same message repeated everywhere in formats the AI understands. Measure AI visibility. Okay, so you've structured your About page. You've syndicated that info across your LinkedIn, podcast bios, local directories, and more. But how do you know if it's working? How do you know? How do you actually track whether AI models are seeing your brand and mentioning it? This is where most people stop too early. But you are going to test, and just like you would with Google rankings, let's walk through exactly how to measure LLM visibility. Don't forget, LLM visibility refers mainly to the influence created. Start by asking the AI. Yes, just ask it. LLMs like ChatGPT or Claude don't always show sources, but they do give you real signals about what they remember. Try prompts like, who are the best your service providers in your city? Can you recommend a reliable type of business? What companies offer your product or niche? Let's say you own a branding agency in Pittsburgh. You ask, who are the top branding agencies in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? If your name doesn't show up, don't panic, but do study who does. Look at what those competitors are doing. Do they have Wikipedia pages? Are they in roundup articles like top 10 branding firms? Are they mentioned on Crunchbase or in local business directories? Those are breadcrumbs. They're telling you what ChatGPT has learned and from where. Tools to go deeper. Let's get specific. Here are 4 tools to help you measure and track your visibility inside LLMs. ChatGPT plus custom GPTs. Use the free version to check basic prompts. Use ChatGPT Plus with web browsing enabled or plugins to see if your brand is mentioned in your data. Bonus tip. Create a custom ChatGPT that searches and monitors your brand across sources regularly. 2. Perplexity AI. This is an AI search engine that shows exact sources for its answers. When you ask best content marketing agencies in UK, you will see where the models pull the answers from. If your competitors are showing in those source articles, get yourself listed there at Google Search Console. Yeah, this still plays a role in LLM SEO. Look for these branded queries in your performance tab. Is brand name legit? Brand name reviews. Who owns brand? Alternatives to brand. When people use AI tools to research your brand, they often double check it on Google. That traffic shows up in GSC and can be a clue that your brand is making its way into the conversation. Remember, the new customer journey looks like this. AI mention, brand research, visit site directly later, eventually on a different device. Use to gain insights on how your brand compares with its competitors in LLMs. Set a tracking system. Don't treat this as a one-time check. Do this. Set a calendar reminder to run the same 3-5 prompts monthly. Record results in a spreadsheet, which tools you used, which brands were mentioned, and where they were cited. Use that data to update your content and syndication strategy. It's just like checking keyword rankings, except now you are checking AI memory. And here's the mindset shift. Traditional SEO tracks your Google visibility. LLM SEO tracks your influence inside AI responses. That's where people are getting their answers now. So if you are not being recommended, you are missing traffic, trust, and conversions. Amplify your AI signals. So let's say the AI is finally starting to recognize your brand. You are showing up in a few responses. Maybe ChatGPT even recommends your company in a list. That's great. But don't stop there. Because visibility in LLMs works like a muscle. You have to keep training it. Once the AI knows your brand, you want to reinforce that signal, expand it, and make sure the story it tells is the right one. Let's talk about how. Step 1. Repurpose your about content everywhere. You already created a strong about page written in third person and loaded with clear facts. Now, take that same narrative and repurpose it across multiple touchpoints like podcast show notes. Mention your company bio at the bottom. YouTube video descriptions. Add a short version of your about in the description. Blog post also bios. Keep it consistent. Location, year founded, services offered. PR outreach. Include a media-ready brand summary that echoes your about page. This repetition helps train AI models to trust your brand identity. The more places they see that same story, the more confidently they'll recommend you. Step 2. Add facts that reinforce your brand. Think about how AI thinks. It likes answering direct questions. So, help it by publishing content that asks and answers key facts about your brands. Create a simple FAQ section on your site with FAQ schema markup and include questions like, what does brand name do? Let's say Haagen-Dazs. Who owns Haagen-Dazs? Where is Haagen-Dazs based? How long has Haagen-Dazs been in business? What makes Haagen-Dazs different from other ice cream producers? This structured format helps LLMs extract and remember precise information about you. Bonus: these FAQs also show up in AI-powered search features like Google AI Overviews. Step number 3. Use schema markup everywhere you can. Schema is a technical way to tag your content so AI and Google can understand it better. And schema for FAQs, how to content, reviews testimonials, local business info, organization or person details. Tools like Rank Math, Yoast, or Schema Pro can help you add these without writing a line of code. This tells AI, this is important, this is structured, this is accurate. And that makes it easier for models to cite or read. Step number 4. Learn mentions from outside sources. LLMs are more likely to cite your brand when you are mentioned by third-party sources, not just your own site. Here's how to earn those. Reach out to niche blogs or micro-influencers for interviews or brand spotlight features. Offer quotes or insights to journalists using platforms like Help a Reporter Out. Submit your brand to top 10 style articles in your niche or location. Collaborate with YouTubers, podcasters, and industry newsletters. These outside signals tell the model this brand isn't just talking about itself, others are talking about it. Step number 5. Monitor what AI says about you. Yes, great. Regularly ask ChatGPT or Claude who is brand name. Let's say SwiftTech. What are the pros and cons of using SwiftTech? What do people say about SwiftTech? Take screenshots. Log what it gets right and what it gets wrong. Then update your content to correct or enhance the story AI tells about your business. If it says you only offer social media marketing, but you've expanded into full stack SEO, go update your bios, profiles, and directory listings to reflect that. This isn't about tricking the system. SEO gives you a rare opportunity to shape how AI tools talk about you, recommend you, and connect you to potential customers. Most of your competitors aren't doing any of this yet. You now know how to show up, get remembered, and become part of answers people trust. Now that you know how to train LLMs to recognize and rank your brand, you're probably wondering how to track if it's working, or even worse, how to fix it if your organic traffic is already dropping because of AI answers. The next video you need to watch is called Why SEO Traffic Drop Hits and How to Win Back. I'll walk you through a full SEO procedure and show you how to recover traffic when AI starts replacing your clicks. Click now to watch and let's get your visibility back.